Welcome back to another episode of TBTV. This is the weekly movie recap, everything that's going on with not just movies, but media in general, with TV and anything else we want to talk about. I'm joined, as always, by my co-host Jake. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm halfway through dinner. It's gotten cold, but it's still edible. So I'm excited about that.
Perfect. Yeah, we just got done recording two episodes of our Twin Peaks recap, which is always fun. But this is the show I look forward to the most because it's a little bit more freestyle and open, and we literally just talk about whatever we want. We'll hit the main news topics and just talk about a few things that I want to talk about, a few things that Jake wants to talk about, and any other opinions that we have. So let's hit on the two biggest news things. Well, three technically, just as of today with box office. But number one, we finally figured out that they have started filming the Batman Part Two, and we know who Sebastian Stan is playing. He is playing a villain named Victor. Do you know how to pronounce his last name?
Victor Zaz.
Zaz. Okay, I was gonna say that. Yeah, he's like some kind of crazy serial killer, psychopath. I don't know exactly what he does, but I'm very excited to see Sebastian Stan play that. I'm kind of glad it's not the Two-Face character that everyone thought he was going to play. What are your thoughts
I'm very
on Batman Part
I'm
Two?
very glad about that. And I like the guy who's ostensibly playing is it confirmed the Henry, what's his name?
Oh yeah,
Tyler
Brian
something?
Tyree Henry. That's what people are assuming, and I think that is like legendary casting. Like he's going to kill whatever role he does, so I can't wait.
Dude, if they actually pull that off, that would be this could be like an insanely well casted movie.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
especially
it's
with
yeah.
Scarlett Johansson apparently playing was it Harvey Dent's wife, I think it is.
Dude, I forgot she was in that. Yeah, I can't remember who she's playing or if it's even been like, has it been confirmed? I can't remember. I
I'm
think it
pretty
has
sure
been,
it's
right?
confirmed,
Yeah.
but it's just makes it even more sad to me that like this isn't the cast that they're going to use for the DC universe because this is elite level casting.
Yeah, it just keeps getting better and better. And we've waited so long. Like whenever this movie, I think it's going to come out in 20, I can't remember if it's 27 or 28. Is it 27?
I think it's 27. Yeah, because they're filming it now. Let's see, the Batman Part Two.
Yeah, it should for sure be done by then. But if it is 27, which I assume it is, then that's probably, I mean, that might be my most anticipated movie of the year. What about you? It's
October 1st, 2027.
okay. You're a big Marvel guy. Like that's always been your bread and butter. Like ever since you've been a young kid. Are you going to be more excited for Secret Wars or Batman Part Two? If like you could choose to watch one January 1st, which one are you picking?
I'm definitely going to have to stick with Marvel on this one because as much as I love, I'm of the opinion that Pattinson is the best Batman. Like not even subjectively. Like I would make the objective argument that Pattinson is the best Batman, and that's the best. Reeves Batman is the best Batman movie. So as excited as I am for part two of that, Batman being my favorite DC character, Secret Wars, I think a lot of the stuff that people are like projecting on to Doomsday, like their expectations for Doomsday this December, I think a lot of that's actually going to happen, or the payoff for it's going to happen in Secret Wars. So in Secret Wars, I don't have any special insights. I've barely read any of the Secret Wars comics. So I don't have any special insight. This is just my intuition. My intuition tells me that Avengers Secret Wars is where we're going to see like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine like team up and be like have the movie like be with their interactions throughout, that kind of thing. I think Robert Downey Jr. is going to reprise his role as Tony Stark, Iron Man in Secret Wars. So I think all of the crossover stuff people want, the multiversal showdown, Doomsday is going to set it up, but it's not going to be this. People are saying, "Oh, Deadpool's going to be in Doomsday. Oh, Tobey Maguire is going to be in Doomsday." Like, yeah, maybe, but the real showdown in game level like multiversal stuff, the fan service cameos and all that's going to be in Secret Wars, and I trust the Russo brothers to execute that effectively, give me that fan service, but do it in a way that's not not like some other movies that have tried to do that, where it's kind of forced and it's a little too on the nose, it's a little too obvious. The Russos are able to do that kind of thing by telling a good story, like through the mechanism of telling a good story and a good narrative. So for all of those reasons, man, just like I mean, I remember being like 8 years old and having my little Wolverine action figure and having my little Tobey Maguire Spider-Man action figure and having them like beat up the bad guys together and like I never thought that there'd come a day when that may actually happen. And it looks like it's gonna.
I have two follow-up questions to that. Then I'll make some comments on Doomsday. Um, if let's do a hypothetical because this is not going to happen. But say that we hear in the
Okay.
Batman Part Two that Corn Sweat Superman's going to be in it, and like they're tying it together. Does that change? Does that change anything for you? Like in terms of like, okay, Batman, I got to see Batman Part Two over Secret Wars, or is it still Secret Wars?
That may very well change the calculus for me, yeah. Because I don't think
Yeah.
it's because remember, Tyler knows this. Most people don't know this. I'm not saying anything that I just said. I'm not saying that as a film fan. I have taken off my film fan cap and I've put it on my cinematic universe cap on. And so I don't look at it from the perspective of, oh, is this good for the movie? Is it good for the brand? Shut the fuck up. I don't give a shit about any of that. I care about building a cinematic universe that I can close my eyes and imagine all these things happening at once. So like the magic in 2015 of being able to close your eyes and think, oh wow, that street level, Daredevil beating up, gritty, realistic on the ground. That happens in the same universe as a talking raccoon. Like being able to do that, you know what I mean? And so if I were told like, hey, DC's doing that now, we're gonna get Corn Sweat and Pattinson in a cinematic universe together, it's happening. Man, that it would at least make me reconsider the question.
And my final question for you is objectively, as the best you can, just objectively, not like personally. Which one do you think will be the better movie? I mean, some people might laugh at that question, but like truly, what do you think will be the better movie?
It's hard to say, man. Like, I don't want to talk shit, but wasn't there like some talk of Reeves having like an alcohol problem?
It's all rumors. I like nothing was ever confirmed. I if I had to guess personally, I do think something was going on that we just don't know about because there was such a large gap in between one and two. And I know Pattinson was busy, but I think that there was still time to just capitalize on the success of the Batman because a lot of people are like you and agree that he is the best Batman. I don't know where I stand on that. I think he might be my favorite too, just because that was such a killer adaptation and like take on
Yeah.
the character. But yeah, I don't know. Like yeah, it's I mean Reeves is not he executive produced The Penguin, which was great, season one. That was awesome.
Yeah.
But he hasn't directed a movie for what this is going to be like. It's like 4 or 5 years now, so it's been a while. I don't think that's a bad thing, but if
No.
anything, that might be a good thing because he's like ready. He has all of these ideas.
I mean, I've noticed that a lot too, um, even with music in the music industry. So this is not an ironclad law of reality or anything, but there's a trend where it's like sometimes those few artists that only put out an album like every 4 years, sometimes those are the best albums
For
because they
sure, yeah.
really take their time to like fine tune it and get the craft. And it seems like that's what Reeves has been trying to do. He's been working on this script for a long time. He's been talking with James Gunn, getting all the pieces in order. I know Pattinson had his own stuff to film, and that may have delayed things even further. But it really seems that Reeves has been kind of playing five-dimensional chess with this movie. So there's a strong argument to make that, objectively speaking, Batman Part Two might be a better movie than Secret Wars, if only because it can focus on a more narrower scale. Like for instance, like Endgame, that's my favorite Avengers movie, but a lot of people really did think that it kind of it wasn't able to tell like as tight of a story as Infinity War because it had to juggle so much. So yeah, it's a really distinct possibility. Batman Part Two might be better.
I feel the same as you because Secret Wars and Doomsday, like I'm excited for them. Obviously, I'm going to be like opening day, but those feel a little rushed in my head just because they were going to go this whole direction of the Kang dynasty, but they had to scrap that and immediately pivoted to this with Robert Downey Jr. coming aboard. I'm excited for all of that, but it was just very spontaneous and it happened quickly. They had to change a lot of things to go in this direction. Whereas the Batman Part Two, just everything I'm reading about it and everything I'm seeing online from Matt Reeves' tweets, his co-writer, I believe his name is Matt Tomlinson or something like that.
Right.
This just seems like it's going to be a very carefully calculated movie. just from everything I've read about it. And for that reason alone, I do think Batman Part 2, I feel like it's going to be amazing, just like on every level with like borderline Oscar contender. It might not go that far, but it's going to look amazing. And I think it's going to potentially one up the first movie. But that being said, I'm still like, I'm not saying we're excited for both. Like, those are going to be in our like top 10 most anticipated for sure. Like, both of those movies.
What's funny is there even a Marvel movie coming out next year other than Secret Wars?
Not that I know of. I don't think there are any other sequels planned. Like the
There's
X-Men, I think they're doing
there's
that after this, right?
yeah, that's 2028. There's Daredevil season 3 coming out on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Um, but I think that's the only other thing coming out in between. I could be wrong, but
But you made a good point. One more thing on Doomsday. I don't know what to expect for that movie, but I do think, and I have been under the assumption that that movie is going to be entirely set up. Like it's going to have some really cool scenes. We're going to see a lot of our favorite characters do some cool stuff, but the real action is going to be Secret Wars because I think they're keeping a like that's going to be the one, like that's going to be the one that everyone wants and have all the scenes that everyone wants. So we'll see. It's close, man. Doomsday's close. Just a few months, we're halfway there almost. We basically are halfway there.
yeah,
Anything
when we get
else
a
you
little
want to add on that?
closer, well, let's see. It's June right now. I think maybe around September or October, we should do a video with like our top 5 predictions for Avengers Doomsday
Oh,
because
that'd be great. Yeah.
I've got some hot take predictions. I literally wrote them down in like a diary. Um, that I think is good, would make the internet a little bit mad. So
Do you think we get like the end of Spider-Man? They're for sure teasing like the post-credit scenes for sure going to be something involving regarding Doomsday or Secret Wars, right?
man, I don't even know what to think. That's another thing that we're going to talk about is these leaks of the Spider-Man Brand New Day leaks.
Yeah, we'll
I
transition
legitimately
it. Yeah, we can go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I legitimately don't know what to think, man, because um like you would think that they would use that because dude, the hype for that movie is very, very real and it's going to make a shit ton of money at the box office. So you would think it's like logical to want to tie that into the next Avengers installment. On the other hand, Avengers is probably like Avengers and Spider-Man are on pretty equal footing in terms of like brand recognition and brand popularity, brand like money making potential. So on one hand, I could see it as a natural tie-in. On the other hand, I could see it as like they may be embarrassed to tease Avengers in their Spider-Man movie because it's almost like underselling Avengers as a property to try to throw it in there with Spider-Man's popularity. You know what I mean? And I may be totally off base there. It's just something that occurred to me. But then also, I have no idea what that teaser would even look like. What would that tie-in be? Like narratively.
I don't know. I don't know. But I agree with everything you said. It's going to make a ton of movie or a ton of money. That movie's gonna make a ton of money. And I don't think they're going to attach the Doomsday trailer to Spider-Man just because I have a feeling there's probably things that are gonna happen in that movie that we have to see that first, digest it, and then probably a Doomsday teaser, like a legit teaser. What you think, like August or September? When do you think?
I think if I had to, if you had me, if I had to put money down on something, I'd say like mid-August.
I think you have to kind of strike while the iron's hot. While like as Spider-Man kind of cools down because it's going to make money for like strong money for 2 to 3 weeks. I think maybe the third week of its release or fourth week, that's when you got to drop like a pretty
Yeah,
serious
yeah.
teaser.
I think third week is where I would put it. But dude, watch them drop the trailer next week. You know what I
Yeah, I
mean?
know. Well, you know what they're going to do. This is what they're going to do. They're going to release Spider-Man. They're going to give it 2 weeks, maybe three, and then they're going to say, "Hey, Doomsday trailer's out. You got to go see Spider-Man again." And everyone's going to go see Spider-Man again to see they're going to do something like that, where because they already did it last year with the other teasers where you get like Thor's teaser. And then the next
Yeah.
week it was another, you know what I mean? So they'll probably do something like that.
And don't
But yeah.
forget, they're re-releasing Avengers Endgame, and the rumor is that they're going to add another
Oh,
post, like a post-credit scene onto Endgame in like September, I think it is.
dude, that's right. The trailer will for sure be ready by Endgame. I can't imagine them waiting for Endgame. That's a good way to make people go see the re-release, but Surely it'll come out before then. I think you're right. They'll do
Never
another
know,
clip at
dude.
the end. Yeah.
I like. I feel like these big blockbuster movies. They've don't get me wrong. Like there's movies like Dune 3 where they was it like a year in advance, like way
Yeah.
far in advance. But a lot of what I think Marvel has kind of pushed their release window, their marketing closer to the movie's release date here lately. So who knows?
Well, yeah, because Spider-Man, they kind of they took their time with some of those trailers, but we'll transition to our next big news topic, which I hate to even cover because it's hard to kind of be like, are these legit rumors? Because a lot of it is just rumors, but there were legit leaks, Spider-Man leaks. Apparently, many plot details have leaked about the upcoming movie, and apparently there was a group of people on the black market that have an unfinished cut of the movie, and I think have threatened to release it. If I'm correct, right? Do you know more about this than me?
That's what I heard. Um, I'm just like an armchair analyst like anybody else, but this strikes me as some kind of like dark web dark web groups like attempts to get money out of Sony. Like I wouldn't be surprised if there's like actually like backroom channels where they're contacting Sony leadership and being like, you know, drop $20 million or we're releasing this bad boy on the internet. You know, I would not be surprised if something like that has happened.
Yeah, I don't think that this company is going to release the movie. I just feel like Sony will get to the bottom of it. I can't imagine it leaking. I feel like this happens maybe more than we think.
Yeah.
But regardless, if something, I mean, dude, it's kind of getting annoying with how many, you know, leaks there are, even with Doomsday and now Secret Wars. It's fun kind of to pay attention to it at first, but it's like almost a weekly thing now where it's like, oh, they have the full movie. Oh, here's the opening. Here's who Sadie Sink is. Oh, here's a scene
Yeah.
of Sadie Sink. It's just like I wish like the studio would just be like, release the movie next week. You know what I mean? Let's just get to it. I hate seeing all the
Release the
rumors and
Kraken.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but
So
we're if Disney or Sony is watching this, just know Tyler and Jake were good boys. We did not watch the leak. Okay,
oh,
we
I'm
heard the
avoiding. Yeah,
rumors.
I'm avoiding. Yeah, no, I don't want to see it. If that did happen, like a release, I would never watch something like that where it's unfinished without the special
Well,
effects.
remember that's what happened with Endgame. I don't think it was like an internal leak, but somebody recorded the whole movie like
Oh,
somehow
you're right. You're
before.
right.
And I remember I was it was like my senior year of college, and everybody my roommates brought it up on the TV and were like, Jake, we're about to watch Endgame. And I sat down. It's that opening scene where Hawkeye's teaching his daughter how to shoot a bow and arrow, and the quality was just disgustingly bad. I was like, I'm not watching this movie like this. No, not a
Yeah,
chance.
why would you want to see it that way? That's just like a horrible way to see it for the first. It like ruins all the magic.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was kind of a big story. I expect more to be. I expect that to continue to happen until we get to the release of Spider-Man, and then the Doomsday leaks are gonna like probably heat up too as we get closer to Doomsday. So hopefully we can ignore it until the movie comes out because we're only like 6 or 7 weeks away from the movie, so it's coming soon.
6 or 7 weeks away from a brand new day, and we're less than 2 weeks away from Supergirl. How are you feeling about Supergirl?
I'm still feeling just a little indifferent, but I know the week that it comes out, which is like you said, about 2 weeks away, I'm going to be very excited. I'll probably be pretty excited, like as I'm driving to the theater to watch it, because I still think that the movie, like if I had to predict like the Rotten Tomatoes, I'm expecting like 70% maybe or 60%,
That's
somewhere
exactly what I was
around
about to
there.
say.
Yeah, I think it'll get positive reviews, but it'll just kind of be like, well, a step down from Superman, but. I don't really care because he's going to be in the movie. Lobo will be in it.
I think Rotten Tomatoes, I would say it's going to fall somewhere between 66 and 76%.
Same. I see 68% for some reason. But who cares? I think people are still going to go watch it. Do you think people will go watch that movie?
I think less so than Superman,
Me too. That's what I'm
because
scared of.
I think you're gonna have those like Supergirl, whatever happened to Superman? You're gonna have those people.
I know
But
people who
even
said
just
that.
no, literally, but
Yeah.
being from where we're from, but even people like me, man, like Supergirl, the trailers just don't got me high. It just seems like you know how people accuse Marvel of just being like CGI fests, like
Yeah.
laser, like Supergirl kind of looks like that to me. Um, and it's not.
Yeah.
And they're doing a lot of things right. Like they casted what's his name as Lobo,
Yeah, Jason
uh,
Momoa.
which is like the role he was always meant to play. So it's like they're doing. It seems like they're doing a lot of things right there, but something about the CGI slop fest just isn't registering on my hypometer. But that said, I'll be there. Opening
Will
weekend.
you go opening week?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it's something about the trailers. It's just like I can't. The plot just looks very uninteresting. She looks great. I like the actress who's playing Supergirl, but it looks very just uninteresting. They're up in space, just fighting creatures. Just kind of a slop fest, like you said. I hope I'm wrong. It's short too. I
Yeah.
don't think the movie's that long. So
I hope I'm wrong too, man, because it seems kind of like, oh, she's going off to save crypto, her best friend, her dog, maybe her only tie from home or something like that. And it just seems a little too like, oh, we're gonna bait the audience with a cute dog, the same cute dog that they like from Superman. You know what I mean? It seems like a trick. And I think maybe audiences are feeling that trick, you know? I don't know, could be wrong.
yeah, and I'm surprised too because I thought that would be because Clayface looks amazing. Man of Tomorrow, like seeing them the behind the scenes of that shoot. I'm hyped. Are you hyped for Superman sequel?
Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, just because we get to see more of Corn Sweat and Holt
Oh yeah,
play
Holt's
off each
great.
other.
Yeah, I trust Gunn. I think he's gonna hire good people like who know what they're doing. But this one, I would hate for it to be like kind of a misfire for their like second movie. You know what I mean? Just
Well, speaking of DC misfires, man, like, dude, I saw the second trailer. This is a little late because this came out several weeks ago, but I finally watched the second trailer for Lanterns.
mm.
Dude, I know what's the main actor, the guy playing Hal Jordan? What's that dude's
Kyle
name?
Chandler,
I know everybody likes Kyle Chandler. Y'all love him from what, Friday Night Lights?
Friday Night Lights. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, look, I get it. I hear you. I get it. But dude, that show, both people were saying the second trailer, oh, it shut the haters up. People real quiet. Dude, I don't think it looks good, man. I don't think it looks good.
I'm starting to feel the same way. I was one of the people who's only because Kyle Chandler was in it. If it were any other actors, I probably wouldn't be as excited. But even I'm just kind of like, man, it just looks dull. Kind of like Supergirl, just very like, okay, CGI, monster, very, like not bad, but just kind of boring. You know what I mean? Like you're just gonna watch it, and you can kind of see the story and show play out in your head. Like you're like, I know exactly this is gonna go. You know?
It feels a little dull, and it feels like it's like they're trying to make it grounded, but what they actually make it feel is cheap. You know, like it's
Yeah.
almost the opposite problem of the 2011 Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern movie, where that one was just like all flash, like no substance, just crap. It's like the opposite, where it's like they went into the other direction and just tried to make it grounded and gritty. But it's like, dude, it's a space character, it's a space opera, and you're putting it in a small hick ass town. Just make a space opera. Like it's not that fucking hard.
Yeah,
But
it
that's me
makes
being a
me,
hater again.
and I can't hate on that because right now, just from well, I'm only judging this from trailers. We have no idea what the reception to the movies or shows are going to be yet. We
Sure.
only know the reception to Superman because that's the only thing that's come out. But from what I've seen, Man of Tomorrow doesn't even have a trailer yet. But I'm excited for it just because James Gunn is writing and directing it. I trust him with anything, and
Sure.
Clayface looks amazing. Like that trailer was so incredible, and that's what I want. And like the Batman Part Two. It's not even a part of James Gunn's thing, but like it's still DC related. Like that looks great. Supergirl and Lanterns, it's like 50% of the puzzle. Those look like what I was afraid that this was gonna look like. This whole thing. I wish James Gunn could just do all of it, dude. Like just
Mm-hmm.
every single character because he has such a winning streak. But if they don't perform well, hopefully he has like a game plan.
Well, dude, like, I would say you've heard me say this before. I think Gunn he's still my I think his Superman movie is my least favorite James Gunn movie.
I would agree.
But
I would agree.
at the same time, he was the right guy to do Superman. But I would kill to see a Gunn Batman movie. Can you
Oh yeah.
imagine?
Oh yeah, dude. No, I would kill to see him do that. Like if they did, like it seems like they are not going to include Pattinson in the same universe as Corn Sweat. But if they announced Gunn was doing the Batman movie, I'd be like, okay, that's fine. Like let me see what he's got. I want to see his take on Batman.
Yeah, exactly.
But check this out real quick for Supergirl. One more thing. This also makes me nervous for some reason. I don't know why. It cost $170 million to make it, which I guess is something to expect. But the movie's only an hour and 48 minutes long. Doesn't that make you nervous for some reason or no?
Hour and 48. So that's what, just under 2 hours?
Yeah, anytime I see a superhero movie under like hour 50, I just like red flags kind of go off in my head. I don't know why.
It is a big budget for it.
It's
I
a
don't
big budget
know.
for a shorter
I don't,
movie.
I don't want to talk too much shit about it, but it is a big budget for a shorter movie. And like I said, it's like a bunch of like lasers in space. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
very, and I'm a little bit of a hypocrite here because I'm always defending Marvel from this, like, oh, CGI fest. It's not a real movie. Like it's chief irony that, you know, my favorite director is Martin Scorsese, and Scorsese shit talks Marvel movies. So, whatever that evens out to.
Yeah, so it basically has to clear like $350 million to break even and break even. So you were looking at like 400 million plus to be like just like a minor success. That's a lot of money because Superman didn't. Well, let me look up what Superman made. I know it did not make
I think it made like 550, maybe.
yeah, which it made like a respectable amount. It made the budget for Superman was 220, that's a lot. 225 million and it made 618. That's really solid. Like that's it's not like a lot for the genre, but that's a respectable enough to be like, okay, maybe Gunn is going to cook with this universe.
Look at how much Shang-Chi made. For some reason, I want to compare it to Shang-Chi.
Yeah, that one, I think it got close to doubling it, but it was like a post-COVID weird thing, so people were still kind of like going back to the movies. But that one definitely
Yeah,
had a
we'll
high
see.
budget too. Yeah, yeah.
Do you think Supergirl is gonna be better or worse than Disclosure Day? Both movies about
Dude,
aliens.
I don't know, man. If anything, Supergirl will be an easier watch just because it's shorter. Maybe, and it'll probably have a cool post-credit scene. I expect a pretty cool post-credit scene, maybe. Maybe Superman didn't have one though, did it? Like in relation to the like just DCU or DC
I don't think
Universe.
it did.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we'll be talking about it soon in like less than 2 weeks. Then one last thing I wanted to talk about before we end this, because we're running out of time. Uh, Box office. I want to talk Obsession just real quick. I know you haven't seen it yet, but it's just continuing to smash insane records. It's smashed Sinners records. It's breaking all kinds of horror records. It's on track it'll probably pass $300 million before the end of next week, which is just insane. It's one of the most profitable movies of all time. I'm having a fun time just watching it crush records now because it's kind of
Have
an
you only seen it
anomaly.
once?
I've seen it twice.
Twice. Okay.
Yeah, it's fun. We probably won't see anything like this again for decades, like just in terms of what it's doing, probably because it's just again doing insane things. But the main one I wanted to hit on is Disclosure Day's box office. Did you have a chance to look at it?
I have not, but I'll pull it up real quick.
It made opening weekend worldwide $93 million, which is really impressive. It
Wow.
had a $115 million budget. And I think it's going to have a very easy time breaking even and probably making a profit. I did not really like the movie and you did not like it, but I'm happy to see Spielberg be successful with this only because I want him to make another movie. I want him to just see the success and be like, cool, I'll make something else because I don't want this to be his last movie.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's something to be said there. My dream scenario, because there were little rumors, and for me, there was enough rumors for there to be something to them. It seemed like there for a second, it seemed like Spielberg may actually direct. Back in 23, 24, it looked like he may actually direct Fantastic Four. That didn't
Oh,
happen. We
yeah.
got we got Matt Shackman instead, which is fine. Um, my dream scenario would be for him to direct like the Fantastic Four sequel. But uh, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't. I think if anything, to try to put a positive spin on it, because it's not just that I don't like it. I actively am against this movie. This movie really pissed me off. But um, to put a positive spin on it, like it does kind of show that they're like even as these conversations have been had ad nauseum, and there's a lot of conspiracy theories and a lot of like silliness surrounding these conversations. Like there's still like even after decades of this, there's still a hunger that people have to know about like what's out there in space, you know, and people want to continue to learn about UFOs and aliens and stuff.
Their
So this,
campaign surprisingly worked. Like, I think that
yeah,
actually, you and I were kind of making fun of it because we were like, oh, they're trying to create something before it comes out, but it's not going to work. This is his biggest box office opening for an original movie of all time. Like that,
wow,
you and I, there's like a disconnect. We didn't see it. I for sure, I thought this movie was going to make a little under $50 million worldwide. Like the fact it almost reached 100 is insane. Like you said, you made a good point. People want to know, they're curious. Like it did kind of hit a chord with the public audience. But I mean, it's always, I think in my eyes, it's always a win when a big movie makes money just because that means we get more. So
that's a good point. I mean, we were talking about in our review of Disclosure Day, like what went wrong. We were kind of accusing Spielberg of being out of touch a little bit, but maybe it's us. We're out of touch.
yeah,
I'm not
clearly we're the
super
ones, the dunces. Yeah.
I'm not super surprised that this movie made a lot of money because people were talking about it, you know, and
Mhm.
we saw people talking about it. I'm just surprised that it's not as like people like it as much as they do. Like it's still a little bit of a divisive movie, but like it's 80% on Rotten Tomatoes. For me, that's like it's gratuitous that this got 80%. That's insane to me.
Yeah, and I've had people, it's very similar to Obsession, dude. Like Obsession, everyone I know like saw that movie. I got text from everyone except you. Everyone I know hit me up saying like, "Did you see Obsession?" And these are people who don't really go to the movies much. I'm not kidding you. The same amount of people that watched Obsession text me saying, "Did you see Disclosure Day? I saw it. I liked it." I was like, "Yeah, I mean, they nailed it with something. I mean, they $93 million worldwide for a movie like this, like a big swing." Original movie about aliens is like that's great. I think that's great for the box office and great for an indicator for studios to continue to take chances on releasing movies in the movie theater and not just go to streaming because with Obsession, they're with the studio who typically releases their horror movies straight to streaming very quickly because the box office bottoms out, but they're not taking it out, dude, because it's just making insane money. And Universal's probably going to leave this thing in theaters until it, makes quite a profit for them. So this is just good. I hope that they continue to make it like a shit ton of money because I want more movies in theaters. I don't want them to just release shit on streaming.
Yeah, man. If I had to, I mean that those are good points. That this is overall good for the industry and good for fans, even if I have to kind of grit my teeth and put up with it for a little bit. But there was one thing I forgot to complain about on our recap. So I'm gonna use
What
this
is it?
opportunity. What we got
We got like
four
three,
minutes
four
left.
minutes, a little under 4 minutes. Yeah.
Uh, all these movies that kind of take the World War III scenario as like a plot setting or like a background thing, as this movie did, they always do like they always play up U.S. and Russia as enemies because they're just playing off the Cold War, the post Cold War era. And it's just like, okay, the most egregious, well, it's not always the US and Russia, it's just not China. You know, like
Yeah.
the
Because
most
they want to make
absurd,
money there. They want to release the movie, make money in China.
the most absurd, and I mean like the most absurd example of this, it's not Disclosure Day, it's actually Captain America Brave New World, when tensions in the Pacific Ocean or whatever over that giant like alien head, like the resources there, it's like there's going to be war between the United States and Japan. And I was just like, okay. Like if you know anything about military, like anything, you know that we would wipe the floor with Japan and it wouldn't even cost us a dime. You know what I mean? It would be nothing. We could do it in our fucking sleep. So the idea, and it's only because they couldn't use China because the CCP won't let them have their movie there, or it'll disrupt relationships and cooperation and that kind of stuff. And I just hate that that's the kind of the state of things where it's like we have to keep relying on this US Russia trope most of the time or something absurd like, oh, US Japan war, because we can't, because like war between US and China, I wouldn't say it's likely, but it's possible. It's a legitimate geopolitical scenario, but we can't acknowledge that reality in our own storytelling.
Spielberg's a little older, but we need to see him like pissed off again. I think I asked you this last time. Have you seen War of the Worlds?
I need to, man. Haven't seen it.
We'll watch it when we're together again, but that is like Spielberg pissed off at 9/11. Like just very like the panic he infuses into the movie. He's capable of really evoking a feeling and creating that. And it would be much more effective if they did make the country like China or something because it's a more realistic,
Mhm.
situation. But yeah, I wish you would go for it too. Do you know the genre? Did you hear what he wants to tackle next?
No, what is it?
A Western. He said he's kind of putting together a Western, which I think is fitting because his favorite director is, I think, David Lean. That's a guy he looks up to a lot. He did like a lot of Westerns, so that'd be kind of cool, maybe.
It's interesting. Have we seen him tackle that genre before?
He said it's like
Ever?
one of the only ones he's never done.
I don't think he's ever really done superhero either, has he?
No, I don't think so.
I'm
Not
not.
that I
I'm
can
not going to
think of off the top.
daydream about him with Fantastic Four too. But that is really cool. Him doing a western. I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, I would very much love for him to do that. And I think with the box office success of this movie, he'll definitely get the green light and hope it's like a big budget and he just goes crazy. But yeah, we're running out of time. We only have a minute. This show goes by so quick. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about or add before we get going?
In the next episode, we're going to talk about Olivia Rodrigo, Midland, and then I'm going to present a theory on Age of Ultron.
Yeah, be stay tuned for that. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Because he loves country. I love Olivia Rodrigo, and it'll be fun kind of reviewing those two things, and his analogy will be great. I totally forgot you were gonna do that this episode, but we
It's
just
okay.
run out of
Don't worry.
time very
We don't
quickly.
have time. I don't. I mean, it's kind of like not fully cooked anyway. So.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so we will be back next week, definitely with a recap of the week. Stay tuned for that. Jake, where can they find you?
JKH Bennett, Bennett, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Letterboxd.
And you find me at Tyler Tompkins on TikTok and Twitter. We will see you next week.